Donald Trump's day and his diaper just got soiled because of this breaking story of last-minute betrayal that could stop his big ugly bill dead in its tracks. And not only is the call coming from inside the Republican House where the bill is currently struggling to pass procedural hurdles, but on top of that, the backstabbers used to be Trump's close friends and allies. The first you'll likely recognize as Trump's former sugar daddy, Elon Musk, and the second, who surprisingly in this situation has much more power than Musk, even with all his billions of dollars, is Republican Representative Thomas Massie. And while I personally think both of our big ugly bill saboteurs are garbage human beings, I will admit I'm rooting for their success in backstabbing Trump and derailing this bill here because it is such a bad thing for America. Now, we'll break down the details of the Odd Couples plot momentarily, but first make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can help us destroy Trump's agenda. And in order to understand how this odd Musk-Massie pairing came about, we need to take a quick step back.
But also, as Republicans are going to continue fighting over the details of the BBB, we're seeing another major battle play out, and that is between Trump and Elon Musk. Because as you already know, the reason that Trump and Musk initially had their very public falling out was because of Musk's vocal opposition to Trump's bill. You had him posting constantly about just how horrible it was, and then after the feud escalated, he claimed that Trump was in the Epstein files and suggested that he might create a third party. Then you had Trump hitting back at Elon, threatening to cancel the many contracts that his various companies have with the federal government. But then, both men appeared to walk back their comments and things kind of chilled out, with Musk deleting some of his more inflammatory posts and admitting he regrets some of the posts went too far. And then Trump, he said that he wished Elon the best and had no hard feelings. With Trump then also adding that he hadn't given any more thought to his threat of canceling Musk's contracts or investigating his immigration status, as some of the president's allies had suggested. But now it feels like all of that is out the window. But as the Senate began the voting process early yesterday, you had Elon making a few posts slamming the BBB and noting that polls across the ideological spectrum have shown widespread opposition to it. And since then, he's just ramped things up, posting repeatedly and almost exclusively about the bill and taking swings at the Republican Party. With him writing in one post that it was obvious from the spending bill that we live in a one-party country, the Porky Pig Party, and adding, time for a new political party that actually cares about the people. Saying if this insane spending bill passes, the American Party will be formed the next day. And then beyond that, you had Musk taking aim at GOP lawmakers who support the bill, writing, every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame. And they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth. And eventually, Musk's post got to the point that Trump just couldn't ignore it, with the president weighing in on Truth Social, implying that Musk only opposes this bill because it rolls back Biden-era tax credits for EVs, which is a move that JP Morgan estimates could cost Tesla $1.2 billion a year. And in his post, you had Trump arguing that he has long opposed the tax credits, which he called the EV mandate, or with him noting that he campaigned on getting rid of the policy and claimed that Elon knew his feelings on the matter before he endorsed it. With Trump then going on to threaten Musk with a weapon he helped create, writing, Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far, and without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car production, and our country would save a fortune. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good hard look at this. Big money to be saved.
Any quick reaction on what's going on with Elon Musk and President Trump on Twitter right now?
Oh man, the girls are fighting, aren't they?
Right, of course the girls are fighting again, but here's where it gets interesting. Because Elon Musk is reportedly sticking to his threat, and now he's backing Thomas Massie, who apparently has 10 votes to block Trump's big beautiful bill. Musk has apparently thrown his support behind Thomas Massie, the congressman for Kentucky's 4th District. Massie is an outlier in Washington, a principled libertarian fiscal hawk who rejects money from major institutional donors and lobbies. He's even maintained a long-running feud with the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, prompting the group to fund a $300,000 ad campaign against him. But so far, such efforts have failed because Massie remains genuinely popular with his constituents. And this report notes that while the Tesla CEO may lack sharp political instincts, an alliance with someone like Thomas Massie makes strategic sense for both of them. Massie is popular with his base, and should the BBB unravel, he'd be well positioned to seize the moment. Musk, by contrast, is not especially popular, but he has what Massie and others lack: deep pockets and a clear willingness to use them. That combination could prove potent, especially if others follow suit, which appears to be the case here. Representative Tom Massie of Kentucky, backed by Elon Musk, admitted that he has enough votes to block Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act in its final House vote. According to a report, Representative Massie enthusiastically said he has a vote block of 10 Republican members who will vote against the tax and spending bill. And this is huge because the GOP holds a 218 to 217 majority, assuming full attendance, meaning that only 4 defections could sink the bill. And Massie's claim of 10 votes suggests a significant rebellion, though at present there's no confirmed list of who these defectors are. And even though Speaker Mike Johnson says he hopes a final vote would take place either today or tomorrow at the latest, it seems like there's been some divine intervention here because storms in many parts of the country have canceled flights, making it harder for some lawmakers to get to Washington. And with the catfight between Musk and Trump only getting worse, they need all the help they can get.
And while speaking to reporters this morning, you had Trump doubling down on those remarks. With him claiming that Musk was upset because he's losing his EV mandate, and then reiterating his threat, saying, but you know, he could lose a lot more than that, I can tell you, right? Elon could lose a lot more than that. And adding, we might have to put Doge on Elon. Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible? And then, when asked by a reporter whether he would deport Musk, Trump responded, I don't know, we'll have to take a look. And then you had Musk responding to a clip of Trump saying he might sick Doge on his company, is writing, so tempting to escalate this, so tempting, but I will refrain for now. To which I'll say, 1, my brother in Christ, you already publicly said, hey, the guy I spent hundreds of millions of dollars on to become president is in the Epstein files. And 2, you have literally threatened to use your fortune to get anyone who supports this bill out of Congress if it's the last thing you do. Like, unless you have the Epstein files, which you stole through putting Starlink on the fucking roof of the White House, where there's like a photo of you and Donald Trump hand in hand hacking an election machine. I don't really know what you could possibly do that's gonna have an impact. It's all, I guess, just kind of giving scorned ex paired with Frankenstein being killed by Frankenstein's monster.
So as of recording, nothing has transpired yet with the procedural vote, but we will update you as soon as we know, so make sure you like and are subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell. But here's where I'll pass the question off to you. What do you guys think? Obviously, I think we all can get behind we don't want Elon Musk in our politics any more than he already has been, but I, for one, see this as an opportunity. I mean, God knows Democrats have done pretty much fuck all recently, and even then they have very little power to do anything anyway. So when MAGA and Republicans start infighting like this, it's kind of a blessing from above, and really the only way that we have a shot at stopping Trump's agenda, at least until the midterm elections. And even then, who's to say those won't get rigged? But let's not think about that now. That's a question for another time. And I need to start working on my next video that you're not going to want to miss about Trump going to war with the Catholic Church over this bill. So thanks again for watching, folks. Be sure to check back in a few hours to catch this story. And for Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you in this next one.